Hello, everyone. This is your loving host, radio and TV personality, Dr. Afshan Hashmi, live from our studio in Rockville, Maryland. And today, friends, before coming to the program, I would like to remind you that these are my two books, and please go and buy these two books and give me an honest review. And these two books were Amazon bestseller, and this one was also hot number one new release on Amazon. And for my second book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, I want a movie to be made. So all those Hollywood, Bollywood, Netflix, Roku, Apple Plus, Amazon, as well as Peacock, and anybody who makes movies or web series or TV serials, you can contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com. And through the sale of these two books as well as sponsorships, I finance these kind of creative activities and these kind of programs. So, friends, can you please give me sponsorship, because this program will go in my docu series and will be syndicated worldwide to 300 million listeners. And just imagine, if you give me sponsorship in a very reasonable price, your product will be promoted to 300 million listeners. Having said that, friends, now I will talk about today's topic in crime stories, and this is a new series which I have started, Crime Stories by Dr. Afshan Hashmi, because I am always very much interested and intrigued by mystery and death and all those suspense and thrillers. And today I will be talking about death of Sunanda Pushkar. Now, for the Western world, I want to read little bit who Sunanda Pushkar was. Sunanda Pushkar, 27 June 1962 to 17 January 2014, was an Indian businesswoman and the wife of former international diplomat serving under the UN and politician Shashi Tharoor. She was a sales director in the Dubai based Tecom Investments and a co owner of the Indian based Rendezvous Sports World, a cricket franchise in the Indian Premier League. Now I will talk about her death. On January 17, 2014, a day after the Twitter controversy, Pushkar was found dead in room number 345 of the Leela Palace Hotel in Chanakya Puri, New Delhi, where the couple were temporarily living while their house was being renovated and painted. Tharoor discovered her body when she did not wake up from her sleep in the evening. He informed the Delhi police, who recovered the body from the hotel and sent it for postmortem. According to initial reports, Pushkar was suspected to have committed suicide. Later reports stated that the cause of death was unnatural. The doctors at the All India Institute of Medical Sciences gave a preliminary autopsy report that revealed injury marks on her body. They said that these injuries may or may not be the cause of death. The autopsy indicated she died of drug overdose, most likely a combination of sedatives, other strong medicines, and probably alcohol. An investigation has been ordered by the subdivisional magistrate to examine the cause of poisoning and to ascertain if it was murder or suicide. Her body was cremated at Lodi Crematorium in South Delhi. Doctors at KIMS Hospital Trivandrum, who had examined her a few days earlier, said that Pushkar did not have serious health problems. However, she had hinted about her death in a Twitter reply hours before her body was recovered from the hotel. On July 2014, controversy over her death deepened when AIMS doctor Sudhir Gupta claimed that he was pressurized to give a false report in the case. On 10th October 2014, the medical team probing her death concluded that she died of poisoning. On 6 January 2015, Delhi police reported that Sunanda was murdered and filed a first information report in this regard. Pushkar's domestic help alleged alleged that Pushkar had often fought with Tharoor on the phone and days before her death had threatened Tharoor that she would disclose everything and as such he would be finished. Subramaniam Swamy, a BJP politician, tried to fight this case against Tharoor in January 2015. On 20th May 2015, a trial court allowed Delhi police to conduct lie detector tests on three suspects related to her death. This case is sub judice. In May 2018, Tharoor was charged with abetment to suicide of his wife and marital cruelty under Section 306 and 490A of the Indian Penal Code. However, Tharoor refuted all the charges. On 18th August 2021, a special court in Delhi discharged Shashi Tharoor from all charges. Pushkar's death. So this was little bit about Sunanda Pushkar and her death. And here I want to add a disclaimer that I have done my independent research and this program is only for information purposes and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Having said that, friends, now I will read little bit more about her death. So there was this report. Earlier what I read it was from Wikipedia, and now this is from Hindustan Times, and there was this report, Sunanda death case, several twists and turns in years of investigation. On Wednesday, a city court discharged Congress member of Parliament Sashi Tharoor in the case of domestic violence and abetting his wife's suicide charges that Delhi police filed against him in their charge sheet after 4 years on May 1, 2018. Between the evening of February 17, 2014, when Sunanda Pushkar was found dead inside Hotel Leela Palace in South Delhi, and the afternoon of May 14, 2018, when the police charged her husband Shashi Tharoor in the case, three police commissioners supervised the investigation. What was initially suspected to be a case of poisoning, according to the police, became a murder case and then suicide by an overdose of antidepressants. During the tenure of the three police chiefs, B.S. Basi, Alok Verma, and Amolya Patnaik, the cause of Pushkar's death and the motive for her alleged murder changed each time the three men were heading the force. On Wednesday, a city court discharged Congress member of Parliament Tharoor in the case of domestic violence and abetting his wife's suicide charges that Delhi police filed against him in their charge sheet after 4 years on May 1, 2018. Usually, police have to file their charge sheet within 3 months. Hindustan Times takes a look at all the controversies over the police investigation over the years. Case transfer. Less than a week after Pushkar was found dead, the Delhi police transferred the case to the crime branch on the morning of June 23rd. Until then, the case was being investigated by the South District Police. The decision was reversed even before the crime branch officials could get the case files. Police then said that the case will be continued to be probed by the South District staff. The then Joint Commissioner of Police Vivek Gogia, who was the head of the Southeastern Range, supervised the investigation. Gogia is currently the Joint Director at the National Crime Records Bureau (NCRB). A special investigation team of the local South District Police filed the charge sheet in the case. Crime scene visited again after years. The hotel suite where Pushkar was found dead was sealed for over 3 years. On July 17, 2017, a city court ordered the police to complete the investigation and deseal the room. The room was finally desealed in October 2017. Interestingly, while there were no major developments in the case, the police team visited the room many times in all those years. The last was on September 1, 2017, when they collected more evidence. One such piece of evidence was a half filled glass of water which was never collected by by the investigating officers. The glass was then sent to the forensic science laboratory. Police also collected broken glass pieces from Pushkar's room months after the incident. Murder or suicide? For almost a year, Delhi police did not register a first information report FIR in the case. On January 6, the then Delhi Police Commissioner B.S. Basi announced registration of an FIR as the death seemed unnatural and could be due to poisoning. Basi did not specify how the poison was administered. The FIR also did not name Tharoor or any other person. To be sure, Tharoor was never arrested in the case or charged with Pushkar's murder. Basi did not wish to comment on the case or Wednesday's court order. Charge sheet on abandonment of suicide. While police continued to probe Pushkar's death as that of murder for almost 3 years, the charge sheet they filed on May 14, 2018 invoked abetting suicide and domestic violence against Tharoor. Police then mentioned an overdose of Alprax tablets as the cause of her death. While denying the charges, Tharoor then said that he will vigorously contest the police charge sheet. Tharoor had termed the police charge sheet preposterous. When the charge sheet was filed, Amulya Patnaik was the Delhi Police Commissioner. IPL and Meher Tarar probed. Besides contradictory investigation and charge sheet, Delhi police widened their gaze and probed Pushkar's death from the angle of the Indian Premier League controversy. As part of the investigation, the then police commissioner Basi had asked the Economic Offences Wing to probe financial irregularities related to the Kochi IPL franchise. Tharoor had resigned as union minister during the 2010 IPL controversy after allegations of corruption linking him to the Kochi IPL franchise. Pushkar was alleged to have received stakes for free when Tharoor was the minister in the United Progressive Alliance 2 government. To be sure, the Delhi police never charged Tharoor or Pushkar in the case, even as the then commissioner was quoted in print and television media about police quizzing Tharoor on the IPL controversy. As part of their investigation, 2 years after Pushkar's death, Delhi police also questioned Pakistan based journalist Meher Tarar because Pushkar had a public spat with her on Twitter just days before her death. To be sure, Tarar said that her name was dragged into the case only because she had chatted with Pushkar on Twitter. At this time, former CBI Director Alok Verma was the Delhi Police Commissioner. Crime scene tampered with. A vigilance report to probe the conduct of the investigating officers pointed out lapses in the investigation and noted that the crime scene was tampered with. Used plates in her room were not collected by the investigating officers on the day of the incident. Pushkar's body was also moved from one room to the other. The vigilance inquiry was ordered in the backdrop of such findings. Delhi police have officially not revealed the findings of the report till date. So this was the report about her death from Hindustan Times, friends. And now there is a very very interesting book on Pushkar, and I just got it and I'm reading it. And here is the cover of the book, and it says the extraordinary life and death of Sunanda Pushkar by Sunanda Mehta. So I'm reading this book, and my fourth coming programs, you will see the review of the book when I finish it and my thoughts and review on this book. So, having said that, how did you like today's program? And I am intrigued by mystery and suspense thrillers, and these kind of cases. And that's why I started a new series, and this is only for information purposes, and it is not there to hurt anybody's feelings. Having said that, friends, please go and buy these two books and give me an honest review. And for this book, The Outbreak of a Monstrous Infection, I want a movie to be made, so all those Hollywood, Bollywood, Peacock, Apple Plus, Amazon, Netflix, Roku, Apple Plus, and people who are making movies and TV serials and web series, you can contact me at Afshan at drafshanhashmi.com, and do give me sponsorship for these shows, because through the sale of these two books and sponsorship, I finance these kind of creative activities. Having said that, friends, this program will go as a docu series and will be promoted to syndicated to 300 million listeners. So just imagine, how many eyeballs will see this program, and if you give me sponsorship, your product will be promoted in such a grand way. Having said that, friend, how did you like today's program, and what do you think about Sunanda Pushkar's death? Do write to me in comments. And friends, now I will sign off, and cheers and bye bye.